In this video, I'm going to show you some secret tricks to elevate your sample textures. Starting with trick 1. So when getting a normal piano texture, it can sound a little bit boring. Let's just take a normal piano texture, for instance. And what I tend to do is pitch it up, then export the sample and pitch it down, and it gives it a cool texture like this. And I like to do the exact same thing by layering another piano at a higher velocity. I'm actually exporting it at a much faster BPM, like 400. And when bringing it back to 140, it gives it a nice texture. Then I like to put on a large reverb, and this gives it that atmospheric texture. And when layering this with synth keys and using the same technique, this time I pitched it up, it sounds something like this. Trick number 2, and that's adding portal granular effects. To add even more texture, put this portal plugin on the master, and I just record this in to find some textures to chop. And when I chop it up and add a delay, it sounds something like this. You can even use this for lead sounds. When adding stuff like reverb and chorus and a portal on top, I like to make 2 variations, one being the normal pitch and one being even slightly higher, and they're both being reversed. Trick number 3. Another way to make your leads more interesting is to just find in a normal sound, so I found this sound from my kit. And what you want to do is load up Serum and find a cool preset that has a nice glide pattern, then just drag it and drop it onto the noise gate. So if I just play something random, it has that nice glide effect. And then when we layer it with that lead pattern, it sounds like this. Trick number 4. What you want to do is go to Splice and find a vocal, preferably one that sounds similar to this. What you want to do is just take out some low end and add a nice little bit of delay, and the reverse vocal sounds like this. Then again, you want to find some more vocals. What you want to do is just pitch up this range. And what you want to do is add a harsh distortion and capitator, and this kind of turns it into like a lead synth. What you can do with these vocals is layer them back with the main sample. What I like to do is bring the formant down, then create an automation so it gets lower. And you can even use this on sounds from Splice like flutes. This is originally how it sounds without Alter Boy. But when adding that Alter Boy, it sort of changed the artifact. Trick number 5. There's many ways you can make your own textures and make them very unique. So what I did was just record in this aircase pop. So I went into the waveform and found a nice loop. Then when bringing it to the sampler, coming to the pitch range, and I brought it to the lowest possible. When I play at a low register, it sounds like this. And then I exported that, and you can see it's made that bass sound. And I just brought it down by 7 semitones to make sure it's in pitch. And I just messed with the attack of the envelope and the release. Added a decapitator and EQ'd out some lows. This is what it sounds like. Then I just played it in the piano roll to give it that low end. And you can think outside the box from using textures to make percussion loops. So I've got this game of Scrabble off Splice. And I've chopped it up to sound like this. And what you want to do is put the EQ on and find that sweet spot. And then I just like to put some halftime on it with some reverb. The 6th and final trick. If you look down here, I have 4 different string sections, and I've selected different presets and have them at different pitches, and I've panned them in all different spaces. And what I like to do to make it a little bit more real, I would like to set the range of the pitch to 1, then just detune the whole instrument just a tiny bit. And I like to layer them strings with a pitch bend string. And as you can see here, I'm picking a note that will go down a half step. So from the G sharp to the G. That way when I'm sending the pitch down by 1, it's staying in key. Gives it that beautiful natural element. And using all these tricks, this is how this sample turned out.